look, I rise today, and also I just want to open with I am so thrilled with the, what can I say, the input that One Nation had in the land acquisition of in Queensland with the farmers there, the compulsory land acquisition, and to see that it has been stopped, and now it's up to the farmers and whether they want to sell their land. But that was a great win, and it all came down to people power. And the part that we played in it was bringing it to awareness to the public, also getting the Prime Minister to actually have a look at it, and the Defence Minister and Defence Base, so I'm pleased the way it went. But it just never ends. Now that's been finalised. Now I find I'm facing the battle now with the cane growers in North Queensland to do with their farming sector. And I ask myself, what is happening in this country? That over the years, we can go back 20 years ago, I had farmers coming to me. It was like shutting down the farming sector, whether it be the pork industry, whether it be the chicken growers, whether it be the dairying industry. It seems to be one after another. We seem to be destroying our agricultural industry in Australia. And I keep asking myself, why? Why can't we in this place see what is happening and start to help these people? It's just not all about, the dollar value to me. It's more important than that. It's about a way of life. And I think that's so precious to people, and now I hear it all the time from migrants that came out here many years ago as migrants. They opened up the lands. It was the Germans, it was the Italians, it was all the different migrants that came here, created the farming, and especially in North Queensland, it was the Italians. And now we seem to be forevermore just propping them up or destroying their whole industries. Now, let me explain to people who don't understand what's going on. Queensland Sugar Limited, it's a not-for-profit industry. It's a service organisation that provides raw sugar, marketing, pricing, finance and logistics services to the Queensland sugar industry. Now, this has been going for about 70 years, and they operate about 6 bulk sugar terminals on a cost recovery basis and are owned by Queensland cane growers and millers, returning all net returns to the industry they serve. So it's set up for the sugar growers, for the cane growers. But what happened was that under Labor in 2009, Wayne Swan, as Treasurer, he actually allowed the sale of the sugar mills in the Burdekin to a foreign investor, a Singaporean foreign investor, to the tune of about $1.7 billion. Now the problems have started. Because, you see, the cane growers, they need to have what's called an on-supply agreement. They have a cane supply agreement with the mill, and then the mill must then do an agreement with Queensland Sugar as an on-sale. But now they can't have that agreement. They can't get an agreement with Wilmar. So Wilmar is holding up negotiations. How important is this? Well, a crop has to be harvested. So that sugar, the cane grower, he has, by the time he cuts his cane, he's got 12 hours to get it to the mill to be crushed. They can't take it anywhere else in the Burdekin because Wilmar owns the 4 mills. So the cane growers really, they're held to ransom if they don't get that on supply agreement with Wilmar and QSL. Now, QSL has been their marketing for many years. As I said, they've been doing it for the cane growers for 70 years, a not-for-profit organisation. They're there to look after the cane growers. Wilmar owns 30% in QSL, Queensland Sugar. But now without this on-supply agreement, and this all comes down to the Queensland State Government in 2015 they had a legislation passed, and it was the Queensland Marketing Choice legislation in December 2015. But it's very loose. They haven't looked after the cane growers. So unless these cane growers get this agreement sorted out with Wilmar and QSL, they find themselves in dire straits because they have to harvest their crop by May, June this year. Now, the whole thing is, Wilmar is also a marketing body, and they're holding out because they want to handle the marketing for the cane growers. But Wilmar hasn't got a very good track record with this because they've only been going for about 6 or 7 years. So they're trying to do deals in Asia, and the deals that they do may not necessarily give the cane growers the best value for their crop. So the cane growers don't have a choice of marketing. This is something they've taken to Barnaby Joyce at the end of last year. He promised them a deal would have been signed by Christmas. Nothing's been done. I've had meetings with Wilmar, I've had meetings with QSL, I've had continuous meetings with the cane growers to try and work this out. Oh, Wilmar will not come to a meeting with the cane growers and QSL together. They refuse to. And this is all about the cane growers. They won't even talk to them. They won't sit down in a joint meeting. I was able to get the cane growers and Wilmar together, but can I get the three of them together? No, because Wilmar refuses. Why? And let's talk about this being politically. Wilmar's willingness to engage in negotiations was initially extremely limited, as it instead focused its efforts on political lobbying to seek repeal of the legislation which permits marketing choice. Their commitment to talks appeared to increase in mid-late September 2016 as growers became more vocal about the delays, and Wilmar's conduct attracted political and regulatory scrutiny, but despite this, has not been secured. The deals haven't been secured. Now we're talking about, in the Burdekin up there, the production of sugar was around about 17, well, all the cane growers in North Queensland is around about 17.8 million tonnes. The Burdekin is around about 6 or 7 million tonnes, so we're talking about a lot of sugar. And Queensland produces, the whole area produces about 60% of the state's sugar production in the Herbert River, Burdekin, Proserpine and Paynes Creek milling area. But I cannot understand why this government does not do something about bringing them all to the board and Wilmar. Now, I have said it constantly. Foreign investment, fine. Foreign control, no way. And that's where we have to be very vigilant in if we allow foreign investors to come into this country, buy up our assets, and especially our essential services. We don't have any control over it, and this is a sheer case. This points it out to it, that we don't have control over it. They're holding our cane growers to ransom. The government cannot do anything about it. I believe it should be up to the federal parliament to actually move on the code of conduct, and it was there was a code of conduct done here in 2015 where it did state about the marketing of the sugar industry, and they've done absolutely nothing about it. I've got cane growers here just about on their knees. Their wives are distraught over this whole thing. They have no future. I have one cane grower who's been in it for 30 years, and he's actually saying, I'm telling my kids not to get into it. He said, I've been destroyed by the whole lot. They don't get support, they don't get help whatsoever. We have got the best sugar in the world. We have got Asia and we've got Japan vying for our sugar. At the present moment, we have one of the highest prices of sugar, and yet they cannot secure deals because Wilmar is controlling the whole marketing structure at the moment, because they won't come to an agreement with Queensland Sugar Limited, and the growers can't do anything about it. They are turning to us in this parliament to try and help them. This is their livelihoods. This is their future. This is the future of this country, and we cannot lose it. So I'm calling the members in this parliament, please support me, please support these cane growers, and put pressure on the government, whether it be state or federal, Queensland state, to actually do something about this, because we owe it to them. They are we are their representatives. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Hanson.